I'm tired of being humble, let me get to it. That motivation music, get control of your life, don't let nobody else do it. Cause so we're not gonna have match Ep.519 cruising. Feel like you winning on the ground.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, disagree with, you like it, you dislike, hit me up on the voicemail line, 219-413-9405. And of course, we will play your take back on our next episode. And then shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode. Get $20 off your first ticket purchase when you use the promo code The Run Podcast. Now, this code can only be applied for first-time users on the mobile app or website. So I don't know about you, but basketball season is rolling strong, so you should 1,000% go watch my Pistons play since we're first in the Eastern Conference as of right now. And, I'm loving that. But not yet, man. I would be wrong. I would be wrong to just go all the way into the basketball season because my NFL team sucks. So unfortunately, we're back again with some trash football from my Atlanta Falcons. Oh, brother. Oh my gosh. If I don't know what I just this team. Let me start by everything I prepped. So first, before I just go on a ramble, I'm gonna try and avoid doing that first. So let me give you some information. The Panthers, they beat the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta 30-27 in overtime. It was a crazy game, pretty good game down to the wire. Obviously, it went to overtime, but the Falcons moved to 3-7. The Panthers moved over to 6-5 now, and surprisingly, they probably might even win the NFC South as of right now. Some unfortunate news for the Atlanta Falcons, man. It just really sucks to say this and see this, actually, is Drake London. He's going to be out with a knee injury. There's no estimated time on his return. It's labeled as week to week right now. Michael Penix Jr. is out with a knee injury. He didn't finish the game. It happened in the third quarter. This is 5 straight losses for the Atlanta Falcons at this point. Initially, I said I wanted the Falcons to lose so we could fire head coach Raheem Morris, and no coaching changes were made whatsoever. I don't even know why I was just silly to believe that would be the case. I let history get a little carried away and kind of lead me in some wrong directions. But Bryce Young had a career day with the Panthers. I want to give them their respect that they desperately deserve. They played pretty good. They played a good football game. I went back, looked at some of the film, and I plan on breaking some of that film down for you guys too. But they played a good football game. He had 3 TDs. He almost threw for 500 yards. He had 448 passing yards, which was a franchise record for the Carolina Panthers, and he completed 68% of his passes. So I have nothing bad to say about the Panthers in this game. Based on the things I've seen on film, they did look really good. Some of the play calling was there. It was just on the money. They took advantage of a lot of the Falcons' flaws and just mishaps and miscommunications throughout the game. It was a sad day, man. It was a sad day for a Falcons fan. Looking at this, I genuinely would be lying to you guys if I told you I knew where to go from here. I would be lying to all my Falcons fans if I got on here and told you, we gonna be all right and we can do this and we got this, we gonna have this in the future. Man, hell no, to hell with all of that. I am a Daryl the Downer right now, man. I'm all negativity in terms of this Falcons team. I ain't got nothing good to say about this Atlanta Falcons team. We ain't fired Raheem Morris, and I don't even know if we ever are going to fire Raheem Morris at this point. He claimed over and over again that this was a win-now season, and this is a playoff type of team that we have to make sure we get to the playoffs. But yet, bro can't even win for us. We don't have any draft picks. Not that I care about that first-round pick, but damn it does hurt a little bit more and more the more we keep losing. Even though I'm on air saying F them draft picks and everybody comments saying forget them draft picks. Oh, brother, it hurts. It's nothing to look forward to, so I get it. We ain't got no cap space. I think the Falcons got $4 million in cap space right now. We're like, come on, bro. What are we going to get with $4 million in cap space? This Atlanta Falcons team, ain't had a winning season since 2017. And it's about to be 2026, bro. It's about to be 2026. We had a winning season. Oh man. It's painful. It's painful, and I don't know if it's going to get better. So I would love to lie to everybody and tell you it's going to be fine, and we can look at it this way and hopefully finish off on a good note. But it ain't no good note to finish on when we got the same coaching staff that's here as of right now, man. And that's just truth be told, man. And kind of, look, man, I'll put it this way. In this game against the Panthers, I initially said I wanted them to lose so we could fire the coach. Since that didn't happen, you know, it's gonna be a painful rest of the season. I'll admit that. And let me kind of go back to the game too to give more context of what you'll see in the film and why it was so painful to watch. And even after the loss, it was painful, and just more and more, our coach didn't get fired. It was a lot of painful things happening. But in this game too, it was a lot of mistakes on both ends of the ball, man. Like a lot of mistakes on both ends of the ball. Defensively, I mean, the Falcons defense has really been the anchor of the entire season. They've been given hope. They've been the ones keeping us in ball games. They've been making all of these games close, whether it was the Patriots, whether it was the Colts, whether it was the Bills, whether it was, I mean, this week in the Panthers. Like, the Falcons defense has been the ones keeping this game close, but ultimately in this matchup with the Panthers, bro, 5 sacks. They played pretty good getting to the quarterback. I was happy to see that. Ronnie Harrison played pretty good, the linebacker. He hasn't been getting much take all season, but we finally got rid of Bertrand and put him back on the sideline. He did get a couple of plays in, but ultimately Harrison was the one at linebacker who stepped in that role. And I thought Ronnie Harrison played pretty good, man, as well as he could for a backup. And he held his own for sure, stepped up big, made some plays. He got some good coverages in that ultimately shifted the momentum in terms of generating a sack for Pierce Jr., which was dope, which I'll break down. Also to our cornerback, Brooks. Oh, yeah. Continued to get exposed play after play. I have never. All right, this is important. This is crazy. I have never in my life seen a cornerback or a player get treated this special with the Atlanta Falcons. Brooks continuously was targeted over the course of the game against the Panthers and was getting lit up by every offensive player on the Panthers, man. And then ultimately, the part that made it worse is you go back, I think it was the third quarter or something. Yeah, I think it was the third quarter. It makes it so much worse. Brooks gave up a touchdown. He gave up a touchdown to the Carolina Panthers, literally the most basic route anybody could think of. He literally just gave him one quick fake and kept running straight. And nothing tremendously special or anything. Brooks was just thrown completely off guard and gave up a whole touchdown. Then the following play, kickoff. The Panthers kicked the ball off, and the same guy, Brooks, the cornerback who just gave up a touchdown, returns the ball and fumbles it and gives another possession to the Carolina Panthers past the 50-yard line for them just to be in field goal range. Like, it was just crazy, man. Like, this is the type of stuff. I ain't never seen a player have such a bad downfall in the game, man. This was just nasty to look at, and he continuously was getting picked on, and I thought Kobe Bryant stepped in at one point at cornerback, and he held his own. I wanted to see Kobe Bryant get more snaps as he stayed in, and ultimately it did not happen. It didn't happen. They decided to put Brooks back out there, and it changed nothing. Nothing was different. So that's another coaching error right there. Jesse Bates had some tough times. Our safety, he was actually rough throughout this game, and I think the rumors might be true after looking at some of the film, not only through the course of the season, but particularly in this game. It might be true, man. I hate to say it because Jesse Bates I was a big fan, but Jesse Bates might be washed, man. He might be washed. He might be seeing his way out with the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think he'll be going to another team after the Falcons stunt. But I'll break down some of that film of why he's been looking washed, and you can actually just see for yourself. In terms of the offense did their thing in the first half. 21 points in the first half. Balled out. Bijan had 2 touchdowns. Drake London, 7 receptions for 119 yards. Penix was 13 for 16 right before he got injured. Like, he was doing all right, and the play call did stink pretty bad, but it got even worse when Kirk Cousins got in the game because it was nasty. Darnell Mooney had some nasty drops. Darnell Mooney, man, I'm done believing in him. I told y'all I don't have anything positive to say about the Falcons. The thing I seen in film was Jesse Bates is washed, Darnell Mooney is washed, the play call was awful, and somehow Drake London and Bijan is still making it work. Penix was making it work, but with no Penix, Kirk Cousins honestly, he looks brain dead out there. Just wait until you see some of this film that I'm pulling up. He looks brain dead. He's not even letting the play develop. No pressure coming toward him. He's just letting it fly for no reason, dumping it off to the flats when there's clearly about to be a receiver open. It was not pretty. It was not pretty. And I'll just say this, man. Last thing as I ramble here and continue to move on through the show. But the Falcons is done. The Falcons season is over. It's over. We ain't got nothing good coming probably in another decade. I told you, I sat here and I told you the Falcons' last winning season was 2017. It's about to be 2026. And I ain't got nothing else positive to say about this. Honestly, the Falcons will probably continue to stink for another decade because no cap space, $4 million in cap space. Woohoo. I mean, yeah, you can argue about the draft pick. I go back and forth. I said I'm not really concerned about it, but it hurts more and more as this team just loses because, damn, bro. Like, we have no promise. We got a second-round pick that might turn into something, but ultimately, no promise. Our quarterback that we drafted last year, injured. Michael Penix, injured. Drake London, injured. Oh, my gosh. And then contract time coming up. Drake London is going to need another contract pretty soon, and I don't even know if we're going to have money to pay him. So it's a rough time to be a Falcons fan. And honestly, it got me just thinking, like, how the hell did I become a fan of this team, bro? And you know whose fault it is? It's freaking Michael Vick's fault, bro. It's Michael Vick's fault. Damn it to Michael Vick for making me become a Falcons fan, bro. If I would have just waited a couple seasons later, I would have been straight. I would have been an Eagles fan. I would have been good, bro. If I would have, maybe 1 or 2 seasons, honestly, if I would have waited a little bit later, I would have been an Eagles fan instead of a Falcons fan. But, like, damn, dog, this is just crazy. Crazy. And the sicker part about it, or I don't even know if that's a word, but the sick part about it is I don't want to be a fan of any other team. Like, I don't want to cheer for a secondary team. I want my team. I just want my team to be good. Like, damn. Is that too much to ask? That my team is good in football when you play in the NFL, damn it? Is that really too much to ask? It's crazy. I mean, dog, this has just been rough. 2017? 2017? Bro, 2017. I saw a tweet. The tweet said, the last time the Falcons had a positive record, the rookie we drafted, Jalen Walker, was 13 years old in 2017. We ain't won in almost 10 years. Almost. 2017. All right, I think I've brambled enough, man. I don't want to do that. I've brambled enough, but it just bothers me because randomly I have these thoughts where it's like, all right, I'm good. I got it all out. And then I think, Darnell Mooney, drop. Kyle Pitts, drop. Darnell Mooney, drop again. Awful play call. This is a Falcons fan crashing out. That's what I should have titled the episode. I should have titled the episode, Falcons fan crashing out. Because this is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is nuts. And I don't know, man. Every Sunday, every damn year. And I just can't think of nothing else besides Grady Jarrett talking about same shit every year. Same shit, different year. That's what that's the infamous quote. Like, he was right. Is there a curse? Is there a curse with the Atlanta Falcons that I don't know about? And if it is, can we get somebody to lift it? Like, damn. Crazy. All right, I'm actually done. I swear I'm done. I've rambled on and on. We have some news. We have a voicemail. We got to play these things. We got to move forward. I'm done with the Falcons, man. I can't leave this team alone, but I want to leave this team alone so bad. But I just can't help it, bro. I can't help it. Anyway, look, we got some more stuff coming up in just a sec. So don't go anywhere. We got some voicemails coming up, also some news, and also these easy schedules for some of these teams. They're taking advantage of it. So we got to have a conversation about what that means for a lot of these teams and ultimately what it means for the NFL. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. It is halftime. All right, it really is halftime. So if you just tuned in, you got to give me like 10 minutes, if that. It is. This is a serious halftime, so you do got to really wait. And then we'll come back. We'll come back with some more stuff. I know you just got up in here. Raheem Morris, we should have been fired him. Raheem, that's another thing. And I should have probably said this, but no, realistically speaking, Raheem Morris shouldn't even made it back to the locker room before that Panthers game ended. Hey, he should have been as soon as the overtime ended. Raheem Morris the news should have already been there. I should have seen it from Rappaport saying, "Oh, Raheem Morris fired from the Atlanta Falcons." Like, it should have already happened. It should have took place. Honestly, if we've been real, 3 games ago. I don't know what the hell has been taking so long. Nothing was more painful than waking up Monday morning and seeing the Falcons still haven't fired Raheem Morris, because now I genuinely don't know if they're even ever going to fire that man, and if he's just going to ride it out through the rest of the season or what. Like, it's insane. And then the coaching job is so undesirable since Penix is hurt, Drake London is hurt. Like, man, this is just an undesirable team right now. It's an undesirable team, and I don't know how the hell us Falcons fans are so strong right now. And we're turning on each other. I'm seeing it. We're turning on each other. We got people yelling about the first round pick, the dumb pick, and he needs to be fired. He don't need to be fired. It's all a damn shame, man. And it's painful. It is painful every damn Sunday, every week. And as much as I want to take a break from it, for some reason I can't. I can't find a reason to genuinely just take a break from the Atlanta Falcons and not watch the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know what the hell it is. I genuinely don't. So it's wild. No, but for real, we do got some news. We got some news. So give me a sec. It's halftime. If you're on a live stream, it's halftime. We'll be right back. And we got some news for the run, and then also too some stuff about the easy schedule in the NFL and a voicemail call too. So we'll play that back and see what they're talking about. Let me get that ready actually, since he'll be here. And then we got, let's see, just one call, just one voicemail call, and we'll play it. It's on the Eagles. My poor Falcons, dog. I just know they better not mention anything about the Falcons. I hope they don't even know I'm a Falcons fan. Because if they know I'm a Falcons fan, I'm going to lose it. And I'm going to end up spending the whole time on the pod talking about Falcons when I got all this other stuff planned. So, all right. We'll be right back.
Memory lane.
England.
Memory lane.
And I have no idea if you were able to hear anything I said because the mic was muted. But let's do this. We're going to jump into the breakdown. All right, let's get this going. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, and what's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. Now, we got some voicemail calls for you and also some news. So if you want to be involved in the conversation, hit us up on the voicemail line, 219-413-9405. And, of course, we'll play your take back on our next episode. Now, after that, we got some news. But let's start with the voicemail call because you got to hear what this person's saying. I think they said something about the Eagles. But as long as they don't mention the Falcons right now, because I will probably really crash out if I heard anything about the Falcons. So let's do it. Here's the voicemail, and then we'll jump into some news.
Hey there, I saw your post on TikTok. I got to see your podcast, and you had a special breakdown between the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles game last night before the game, and a breakdown that the Eagles, compared to the Lions looked better. More of an established team, more consistent team, and they would definitely come out with the win come Sunday night. And, we've got the Kenny G guarantee, big Eagles fan here, and I just figured I'd leave a voicemail, and hopefully you mention me on your next episode, and I would love to talk about that Eagles-Lions game last night. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Oh, man. Well, first off, I appreciate you for calling, of course. And bro, honestly, what can I say? I was wrong. I'm always man enough to scream and shout about the analytics and things like that of, what's going to go right and what's going to go wrong. But, hey, honestly, in this game against the Lions and the Eagles just happen to be the better team. But I will say this, before I give a lot of credit to the Eagles, I want to make one thing very, very well known right now, right off the back. Like, I 100% agree with you on, really not just you. I mean, a lot of people, because you ain't the only one that came from my neck, but I respect it first off. So I guess a lot of people were saying, what happened to that explosive Lions offense that was supposed to be there? What happened to the dynamic Lions offense that was supposed to be there? And truth is, they stunk it up. Lions went out there, they stunk it up, they laid an egg. But before Eagles fans get too excited about it, the Eagles fans also went out there and stunk it up offensively as well. And that was a good defensive game from both sides of the ball, or both teams. But ultimately, it was a snooze fest on both ends of the ball, man. Like, neither offense could really get going. Both offenses looked very stagnant, and it wasn't really enthusiastic. It just wasn't. It wasn't very entertaining. I'll put it that way. But above all, that Lions offense that I seen against the Eagles was not the Lions offense that I've been watching all season. And that damn sure wasn't the Lions offense that I expected to come out there and play against the Eagles like that. But I could also say those same exact things about the Eagles. I knew it would be some inconsistencies there with the Eagles. The only thing is, like, they just still haven't really figured it out, man. The play call is still very stagnant. Like, nothing special is happening. And it's just not exciting, but yet somehow the Eagles continue to figure out ways to win. So I think that's above all, probably the biggest takeaway of this Lions and Eagles matchup is, I know I initially said the Lions offense explosive and, number 2 in scoring and all of that. Eagles won't be able to keep up, but ultimately it was a snooze fest. Lions offense looked bad. Eagles offense looked bad. And the scary part about it is the Eagles offense has been kind of looking bad all season, but yet they've been finding a way to win games. Like they're still 8-2 and they've been winning these ball games. So that's the scary part about it. And I mean, God forbid the Eagles figure out this offense and actually get it going, then we're looking at a very scary situation for everyone else in the NFC. So as of right now, what I seen in that game, neither offense really showed me anything. They both look trash. So yeah, I predicted the Lions to win, but ultimately, man, the way this game played out, it could have went either way. But the better team ended up figuring out a way to close out the game. And, shout out to the Eagles defense, too, because they did step up. They locked in, and they were flying around the field. But let's all take a moment, and let's be honest. Because that pass interference call that was called for A.J. Brown, that was not supposed to be a pass interference call. That was some BS, and that was one of those Kansas City Chiefs type of calls for the Philadelphia Eagles on that last possession with A.J. Brown. That was not supposed to be a pass interference. That was some BS. Now, I can agree with Eagles fans on a lot of things. You can sit here and tell me, Manny, you said the Lions offense was going to be this. You said they were going to be that. You threw around these numbers for statistics. But they didn't do anything. I agree with you on that. If anybody has anything to say about the Lions offense being bad, yeah, they looked awful. But that's also not what they've been doing all season. With the Eagles, that offense, they've been performing like this all season. All season long. Every game in and game out. Whether it's a good team they're going against or a bad team they're going against. The Eagles offense has been the same exact way. And it does say a lot about the Lions, but I think it says a lot about the Eagles as well that this is the best they've got so far offensively. And it looks nasty. Now, I know the Lions going to probably bounce back and be a different team. Ultimately, you never want to see that type of inconsistency, but I mean, hey, based on next game against the Eagles, man, Eagles were just a better team tonight. They were the better team, and they ended up beating the Lions as they earned it. So it was some bogus calls. It was some things that happened that was not supposed to go down. Hence the A.J. Brown, the A.J. Brown penalty. That wasn't supposed to go that way at all toward the end of the game. But I mean, hey, Eagles did what they were supposed to do. So definitely want to give them some credit on closing that game out. Shout out to them. They did their thing for sure. Other than that, let's jump into it, man. We got some news for the run. Let's do it. Let's recap some of these scores that were happening from week 11 in the NFL. So the last game of week 11 in the NFL is this it's kind of I ain't gonna say snooze fest just yet. Still a lot of game to go. But you got the Cowboys and the Raiders for Monday Night Football. Right now, the Raiders are leading the Cowboys 6-3. There has been no touchdowns, just field goals as of right now. But let's backtrack all the way earlier in the week. So the New York Jets, they played the Patriots on Thursday in week 11. The Patriots ended up winning that game 27-14. Patriots are now 9-2. They've been balling. Panthers, they beat the Falcons 30-27. The Dolphins, they beat the Commanders 16-13. The Buffalo Bills, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 44-32. The Houston Texans, they beat the Titans 16-13. And the Chicago Bears, they beat the Vikings, their division rival, 19-17. Packers, they ended up beating the Giants. The Bengals, they ended up losing to the Steelers, even though that first matchup between this division round or this division matchup, it was way closer, but the Steelers wasn't having it. Some sad news here is that Aaron Rodgers did go down in this ball game. No estimated time on when he'll return, but they're saying he probably will most likely miss next week for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they beat the Chargers 35-6. The Rams, man, they smacked up them Seahawks, but the Seahawks didn't quit. They put up a fight. This actually ended up being a very close game, 21-19. Rams are now 8-2. Seahawks are now 7-3. And it's a duel right now. It's a duel right now. So it's crazy. The NFC West, man, it's a showdown. So you never really know who's going to do what in the NFC West right now, because Seahawks has been playing good and the Rams been playing good. But I think the Rams are genuinely probably the biggest threat of all in that division, and honestly in the NFC. The Rams have been balling. They've been looking good. Stafford over there, it's just Stafford, man. I don't even, it's just Stafford. I ain't gonna throw no fancy numbers at you, but it's just Stafford. That's all I can say. 49ers, they ended up beating the Cardinals. Ravens, they beat the Browns. The Broncos, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Another division game here, which is huge. The Broncos 6-0 at home. They haven't lost a single game at home. Right now they're 9-2. So when the playoffs start, if they get that home field advantage, the Broncos might be straight, man. The Broncos might be straight. Other than that, you got the Eagles. They played the Detroit Lions, and the Eagles ended up winning that ball game. So some crazy things. And let's just take a quick look at the standings here to kind of give you an idea of where teams are. Just the top 5 teams in the AFC right now. Denver Broncos are number 1. The New England Patriots are number 2. The Indianapolis Colts, number 3. Pittsburgh Steelers, number 4. Buffalo Bills at number 5 right now. The best record right now in the AFC is tied between the Patriots and the Denver Broncos at 9-2. Both of these teams have been balling, but I think it's very important to mention that the Broncos are 6-0 at home, and they've been killing it, man. 8-game win streak for the Broncos, 8-game win streak for the Patriots. So anything can happen with a lot of these teams. But the funniest thing about the standings in the AFC is that we've kind of reverted all the way back to 2008. Weird. Just weird. Just weird. All right, in the NFC, the top 5 teams right now after week 11 is the Philadelphia Eagles, the Los Angeles Rams, Chicago Bears, surprisingly, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Seattle Seahawks are the top 5 teams in the NFC. Eagles have the best record in the NFC right now, tied with the Rams of 8-2. Now, Bears are right behind them at 7-3, and then the Seattle Seahawks also 7-3. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are up there because they're leading the division right now at 6-4. So crazy standings right here. And honestly, it's anybody's ball game in the NFC. It's a lot of teams that's up for grabs. And this kind of brings me to my next point here. Of a lot of teams in the NFL have some easy schedules. So when we look around in the NFL and we see these teams that are 8-2, we see the 7-3s, the 9-2. Sometimes you look at the schedule and you're like, who the hell has these guys played? They haven't played a single team. I know a lot of people right now in the NFC North are going crazy because the Bears are number 1 seed over the Lions and the Green Bay Packers. But the thing that everyone continues to argue about is, oh, well, the Bears got the easiest schedule in the NFL right now. They got such an easy schedule. They haven't played a competitive team yet at all. While this is true, this does not fall on the Bears. The Bears are taking care of business. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Hell, if my team could win this easy schedule that we have, I would be happy about that, but damn it, we can't. So I would never knock on a team about having an easy schedule and winning those ball games over the easy teams. Now, however, you got to follow me because yes, I won't knock them for winning against easy teams, but I do think it causes for a conversation of how these teams will match up when they actually play competition. The good thing about it and the bad thing about it. The good thing is, yes, it builds the morale. You're on a multiple game winning streak, 4-game winning streak, 5-game winning streak. You won 6 out of your last 7 out of your last 8, whatever the case is for teams with easy schedules. It builds that morale. You're winning multiple ball games week after week. Everybody's feeling good. Certain plays are working, certain plays are not. You can learn from mistakes and clean things up as you go on a weekly basis. The bad thing about it, you don't see any competition. You don't see any competition, so you don't really know what works well and what doesn't work well. When you're playing against a bunch of bottom 10 teams and below 500 teams, it doesn't really give you a true test of how good you actually are. So sometimes you can have a false reality and a false identity of how great your team actually is. Now, do I think the Bears are frauds? Do I think the Patriots are frauds? Do I think the Broncos are frauds? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying when they go against competition, we'll be able to tell what this team is really built of or what this team is really made of and like what type of cloth they can really, like what kind of things are they really made of? So it's an interesting conversation. I don't think anyone should be at fault about it, but I think it would also be something silly to overlook when we talk about the Bears leading their division and the Patriots leading their division. Both of these teams got easy schedules on both sides of the conferences. So, like, yes, it's not their fault, but we ultimately don't know what they're really made of. You can get to the playoffs and honestly get put out the first game you play after your bye week if you are a top seed and you get that bye week in the divisional round, but maybe you don't. So that might be your time where you actually go against some competition, a team with a positive record, and maybe you do lose. So you just never really know. And to dive a little bit deeper in like the Bears schedule, when you look at everybody that's played, it is just a little, the schedule is easy. That's all I can say about the Chicago Bears. The schedule is just very easy, man. They're a good team, and we've seen the Bears improve a lot. They definitely shook some things up. They're winning ball games that they were previously losing over the last few years. Again, this offense is the top 10 offense. They're top 10 in multiple categories on the offensive side. The defense is getting players back again. They're getting some injured guys back on the field. So, like, the Bears are not a bad team whatsoever, but I think it's just silly to overlook the fact that they do have an easy schedule, because any team that they've played that gave them a legitimate fight, or not necessarily a legitimate fight, but any team they played with a legitimate team, better yet, it's kind of resulted in a loss. Cowboys, they beat them. We still don't know how the Cowboys line up. I mean, that defense is just, a high school team could put up numbers on that Cowboys and make it close. Like, that Cowboys defense is rough. They played the Ravens when Lamar Jackson was healthy, ended up losing that game. It was very frustrating for the Bears. It was a close one. The score doesn't necessarily reflect it, but they were in striking range multiple times. The Bengals was just a miracle. That was a solid game, but Joe Flacco again is there. J.J. McCarthy in that Minnesota Vikings game was just nasty. I know the Bears ended up losing that in a home opener, but ever since then, it was rough. The Lions just ran through the Bears. So that was crazy too. But any team that they play with legitimate comp, they really haven't shown anything. They haven't really like rose to the occasion. And, you know, the difference between them and the Patriots is obviously two different sides of the conference, but the Patriots also have an easy schedule. The Patriots lost to the one team that does have a positive record right now, or one of the teams that have a positive record right now, is the Pittsburgh Steelers with Aaron Rodgers. They were solid. And they also lost to the Raiders in week 1, but ever since then, they only lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are kind of a legitimate threat in the AFC right now. They're a top 5 team in the AFC technically. So, you know, they lost to one of them. You see the rest of the scores here. They barely made it out that Falcons game. They played the Tennessee Titans, and that was just a rough one for the Titans. The Saints, the Bills, barely won against the Bills. Like, some of these games is just low scoring games. So I definitely get the argument that people make about, oh, well, this team has an easy schedule, so I don't believe them. I'm also on that side of, yeah, you don't want to give them too much credit, but you can't really take away from the things that they're doing. Teams like the Patriots, teams like the Steelers and the Bears and the Buccaneers and Seahawks, like, you know, you can't take away from these teams just because they're not playing competition every single week. However, I think it does make a difference compared to teams that have just extremely tough schedules like the Eagles. You look at the Lions, who had a pretty tough schedule early on so far. Like, these teams who are seeing competition every week, week in and week out, then it's a different conversation. You have a little bit more faith because they've seen the bad opponents and they've seen the good opponents. So you just never really know. And I think the Broncos kind of fall into that category just a little bit. They did beat the Eagles. They beat the Chiefs multiple times. So really one time, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to get a true gauge. The only good positive is that you get a good morale booster from these teams. So you can see that aspect of it. Other than that, look, man, we're going to break down some film. So if you joined in, we're going to finally break down this film. If you're on the pod, man, I appreciate you for tuning in on the pod version. I'm going to leave you with a positive note. And the positive note is just going to be as simple as continue to put your best foot forward, man. You never know who's out there. You never know who's out there watching, gaining inspiration for you. So that's going to be the positive note. Accept that however you want to. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you for tuning in on the pod. Anyone who's on the live stream, still stay in here. We got to break down the film. So we'll be back later on this week, and so on and so on and so on. All right, now let's break down this film. Finally, let's get this damn film down, man, because, oh my God, I cannot wait. This is crazy. Boy, do I have some stuff. This is my recovery down. Boy, do I have some stuff for y'all on this film, man. This Falcons game was just, it was rough. It was rough, man. I struggled watching it. It was rough. It was rough. I'll keep it at that. And I'm gonna start with, let's start with defense. Let's start with the defensive plays. So let me share my screen. Let's get this ready. And then I'll start with the defense here. Oh, brother, man. All right. And if you haven't by now, definitely follow the Twitter page at Podcast to Run. And you will see all the clips and everything like that. Because this is just atrocious, man. All right. Let me turn this stuff down. Make sure this is not going to be playing. All right, so this thing here, I want to go back to the Brooks thing because Brooks was really just letting us have it all game, bro. He was killing us all game long. And this is one example of many of Brooks just kind of whiffing on the play. This was just unacceptable from Brooks, and you got McMillan on you, and bro just forgets to play defense. Literally just forgetting to play defense when the ball is snapped. So watch here. Brooks is right over here, down at the bottom of the screen. McMillan does nothing special, just like a 10-yard out route, and he's just running. Doesn't even see his receiver. Easy completion. Just crucial down. Just give it up. Like, does nothing. And then, it gets worse too for Brooks. Let me go back. This is the Brooks show right now because Brooks, man, he had me stressed all damn game. This is another one. This was just whiffed on it. Xavier Legette did nothing special on this play. Absolutely nothing special. Legette just literally ran a vertical route and just gave him one little jump, and then that's it. That was it. But this just threw Brooks in for a loop. I don't know why.
Boy, the Panthers
I don't know why. Brooks was going through. Look at this. Nothing special.
Starting the half
just running straight. Brooks is just stumbling and scared. Can't keep up with him. Fighting for his life.
Brooks.
Cooked off the simple.
He gets third.
A simple vertical route. Brooks is just cooked. And then here's some things too. Brooks, I think this also falls down on Brooks because, and I'm not sure. So the Brooks show might, we can give it a little bit of a break. But I'll say this. I'm pretty sure this also falls on Brooks. So, this is not me trying to pick on him or make fun of anybody, but just looking at what happens in this play. It looks like it's some sort of huge miscommunication with the Falcons secondary. The Falcons secondary struggled on this play, and shout out to the Panthers for taking advantage of it, but it looks like it was just some sort of huge miscommunication between them. To me, correct me if I'm wrong, looks like cover 2 here. Brooks is guarding this guy right down here, this tight end, but as the motion happens, it looks like everyone kind of loses track of who's supposed to be guarding who. And this very much might be Bowman's fault as well on losing who he was supposed to guard, or maybe it was supposed to be a switch, but you can just see clearly here that there was some sort of huge miscommunication. I'll play it regular so you can see it, and then standard. Because how is this guy just wide open? How is Mitchell Evans just point blank wide open? Emotions, and it throws it off. So I'm almost positive this is where the miscommunication was. So let's slow it down just a little bit. All right, so this is what I mean by the miscommunication. Brooks is down here at the corner. You got Bowman here as well. Bowman's going to point. He's going to point. Not this play. He's not going to point, I guess. But, all right, so Brooks still here, Bowman down here. Initially in the play, you can see some sort of shift as soon as it breaks. So let's look at it again. It's slow. He moves over. And Brooks is trying to chase after him, but also this is on Xavier Watts as well. So not only is there a miscommunication, this is why I say it's very confusing, because this can very much be on multiple people in the secondary. We just don't really know exactly who it's going to be on, because And, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Looks like cover 2. Some sort of miscommunication is clearly happening. But Evans is just wide open, not a single soul near him. And if it's cover 2, then Watts needs to continue to watch his side of the field. He needs to watch this entire right side of the field, if that's the case. There's no reason he should have went with T-Mac on his crossing route. But he should have stayed back and patrolled Evans, if anything. So if this is in fact cover 2, Watts is in the wrong without a single doubt. But I think this is still man. So here we got Billy Bowman doesn't stick with him. And what I'm guessing happened here is right here on this motion. Let me go ahead and make it even slower. What I'm guessing happened here is on this motion, initially, I'm thinking that Billy Bowman had 0 right over here. And I'm thinking that Brooks had Mitchell initially. But there had to have been some sort of miscommunication that was not, it had to be something that wasn't communicated as this motion happened. Because as this motion goes, Evans is going to move over. Nobody says anything on the defensive side. And maybe they were supposed to, but as the play snaps, Brooks is kind of lost here. He doesn't really move or make any type of he doesn't take a step. He doesn't take a step on who he's supposed to cover in this cover 2. If this is cover 2, correct me if I'm wrong. He doesn't take a single step forward on anybody. And I think he realizes it's too late once Evans is already wide open. Bowman is still on his assignment here, which looks like it's this other tight end because this is a double tight from the Panthers. So it looks like Bowman is still locked in on his assignment, which turned into just a blocking assignment. But as the motion was there, it threw the Falcons in for a loop. Nobody communicated. And this is why I say it had to have also been on Watts, because if it's cover 2, Watts is supposed to have this area covered. But nobody is there. So that's just a big breakdown. That's just a huge miscommunication, a huge loss on the Falcons' part, because what the hell exactly happened? I don't know what exactly happened on that situation there. And let me try and make this screen a little bit bigger for you guys, because I know it might be a little tough to see it. So let me try and make this a little bit bigger. Maybe this is better. Oh, okay. I gotta stop sharing this. Okay, maybe this is gonna be a little bit better once I share it. And if it's not, just, let me know. And I'll try and switch it again. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, boom. Let's do that. Yeah, this is better. This should be better. But yeah, as you see, man, it looks like a big miscommunication. I'm guessing Brooks was supposed to be attached to the tight end that motion, and Bowman was attached to number 0 here on the outside. But as the play happened, number 0, who's another tight end, ended up just pass blocking, which is why Bowman was stunned, sitting here, kind of loses focus, doesn't really see who he's supposed to get. And Brooks is just lost. He's kind of lost. But above all, even this miscommunication down here shouldn't even be a factor, because if it is cover 2, correct me if I'm wrong, then Xavier Watts should be over here in this area, and Evans should nowhere near be wide open, because why would Watts attach himself to this crossing route? No reason to do that. No reason to do that. All right. That's another one. So let's move on, because defense, man, defense was tearing us up. They made a lot of mistakes, as I said earlier in the show. And we'll go to offense in a sec, but this was indeed another play here. I thought it was pretty interesting. Not a mistake on the Falcons' end for this play, but I did think it was interesting here, because if Bryce Young would have saw the motion man, oh my gosh, if Bryce Young would have saw the motion man, this was money. Credit to the Falcons for, locking in and making sure he couldn't get that off, but this was a good cook up from the Panthers too. And this is definitely going to be one of these plays that the Panthers see in film and Bryce Young sees in film, and he's gonna want that one back for sure. Even though they won the game and all of that, he's gonna want that one back. So this was, I want to give credit to the Panthers too. I'm not gonna just sit here and hate. My Falcons ain't really do much well the whole game, so I got to give credit to the Panthers at least. But even looking at the slow-mo, you can tell here, okay, you get the motion man, but just watch him the whole time as he's wide open. And then Pierce is kind of taking out the play immediately. Shout out to just Kaden Ellis, man. What a play. What a play stopping that 4th and 1. That was a huge play from Kaden Ellis. Love that. But above all, Falcons were exposed a little bit, because if Bryce Young would have thought in his mind, or just even seen a little bit in his mind, this motion man here, that's an easy touchdown. That's a walk-in touchdown right there. And I think that was supposed to be on AJ Terrell, or whoever's on his backside. That was supposed to be on this guy back here. Can't really see exactly who it is, but good stop above all. That was something positive from the Falcons on what they did here. So I was definitely happy to see that they got that stop on 4th and 1. Obviously, bad outcome. But this man, all right, defense, we stand with the defense. Just, again, some plays. I'm just picking and choosing some plays. I can't believe this, man. I think this was strictly a coaching error right here. Now, I've been on record and I'm saying, Jeff Albridge, he's been doing some great things for this defense, and I think he does cook up very well for this defense. And I have some more positive examples of that. But this is one of the negatives, and this is one of the things that was not a good example on coaching of what they did well. Because for any reason, someone please tell me a good reason of why the hell we got Kaden Ellis guarding McMillan. Why we got a linebacker on the best receiver in this game specifically for the Panthers. He just gets cooked and embarrassed. He's hanging with him. He's literally fighting for his life, bro. Like, nobody could ever make me hate Kaden Ellis, but this man was fighting for his life. I couldn't even be mad at him when I looked at this, one, in a replay of the live game, but also when I looked at it on film. Couldn't even be mad at this. McMillan goes to the out and then bounces up. And it's just a good ball from Bryce Young. Like, you can't even be mad at Kaden Ellis. It's just a coaching error, because you don't want that type of matchup, man. You got to switch that matchup. Something's got to change. I felt bad for Kaden Ellis on that. And I think that's definitely going to be one of those plays where even the coaches go back and they look and they're like, damn, you know what? That was on us. I think Albridge is going to go back and be like, you know what? My bad. I put you in an awful situation. That shouldn't have been the case. Now, here's another situation. I mentioned early on that Ronnie Harrison played great. Linebacker stepped in for some injuries, or for Diablo, I believe it was, he stepped in for. And linebackers played great, man. I have nothing bad to say about what I've seen here. Oh, there's a couple things. It's a couple things where he got burnt. But as far as Ronnie Harrison, he stepped up. This was some great coverage by Ronnie Harrison. He covered the motion man, and he really took away Bryce Young's first read in this play action play right here. And ultimately we got the sack by our first round pick in 2026, James Pierce Jr. So let's look at this play, because this was lovely, man. I loved it. Ronnie Harrison, you got to key in on him. He's right over here. And watch as the Panthers send a motion. He's going to stick with this man right here. He's sticking with him out to the flats. Bryce Young, as soon as he gets his head around off that play action, he's looking for his motion man. He's looking for him to hit the flats and be wide open. But thanks to Ronnie Harrison, he covers it well. He's there. He's on it. It's a good read. He didn't bite on a play action. And ultimately, this leads to a James Pierce Jr. sack from our 2026 first round pick. So I love to see that. Walker, obviously, he did a great job staying home on the edge, just trying to contain Bryce Young there. He didn't get crazy upfield or do anything, create another gap for Bryce Young. But ultimately, James Pierce Jr., look how tough this was. He fights through the gap, fights through the edge or fights through this tackle on this side and just beats him to the spot, gets around, sacks Bryce Young. That was just lovely, lovely. 2026 first round pick right there. Love to see that. I thought that was another tremendous play from the defense on a positive note. Again, I'm not trying not to do all negatives. So I want to get some positivity in there as well. But Ronnie Harrison definitely stepped up. And, it kills me to say this. As I mentioned throughout the show, early on. If you just tuned in, you got to go back and look at the show, listen to the show, listen to the pod, listen to whatever the case is. Ah, boy. My boy Jesse Bates, man. Jesse Bates might be washed. And I hate to say it, because, man, he was such a great pickup when we got him a couple years ago. And, yeah, man, I hate to say it. Jesse Bates might be washed. He might be washed. Just look at these plays. Look at these plays, man. So this was just caught slipping. Bates was just caught slipping, man. You look at him, this is clearly man coverage. I'm not going to say cover 0 for sure because I don't know for sure and I don't want to feed you false information, but it's clearly man coverage and it's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And Jesse Bates he's just caught lacking. Look at this. The ball is snapped and he kind of bounces him out to the side, but he doesn't stick with his guy. He's supposed to be there. I genuinely don't have an explanation for it. And if you know, let me know. Maybe it's something I'm missing. Maybe I'm overlooking what responsibility he was supposed to do. But ultimately, everyone else is locked in on one person. Everyone else on the field right now for defense is keyed in on one person, one position on the field. You look here, he's locked in on one person. The linebacker, Caden Ellis is locked in on the running back. You look over here onto the outs. I mean, he's locked in. Everybody is locked in on one person. So I know it's man coverage. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But Jesse Bates is just caught slipping. He's with him for a second. I don't know if he got the wrong play call. And then he just lets him go. Bryce Young flings it up. Beautiful, beautiful read. Beautiful read from Bryce Young. Hit the open target. Completely necessary. Like, I had just a stupid mistake. Just a stupid mistake from the Falcons. And particularly Jesse Bates. That was stupid. And then here we go. We got some more. My boy Jesse Bates is, he washed, man. I think Jesse Bates is washed at this point. I ain't gonna lie. He washed. I got some more. Don't worry. Oh, don't worry. I just ain't have it saved. But we got some more. Don't worry. All right. Nope, that one not it. Oh, wait, I'm tweaking. I'm in the wrong area. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Oh, man. Jesse Bates, dog. Jesse Bates, man. It's hard to watch, bro. It's hard to watch. Oh, you just get cooked. So not only did Jesse Bates give up one touchdown, it's safe to say Jesse Bates gave up 2 touchdowns because in man coverage, he just kind of whiffed, caught thinking too much, caught lacking. But damn it, on this screen pass here from the Panthers, they just dish it out. Boom, nothing crazy. And Rico's fast as hell. So I got to give him that credit. But, oh, come on, Jesse. Jesse free, get frozen. Because he breaks down and just, whiffs. He just whiffed on the play. He ain't get blocked, nothing. He hit him with a juke move. Slow it up. He high-stepped him. Jesse Bates got high-stepped. Look at that. And just Jesse Bates whiffs on the play. Oh, dog. Come on, man. And this is why I say Jesse Bates might be washed, man. Love him to death. Was a great addition to the Falcons. But I think his NFL career ends in Atlanta for sure. He get high-stepped on, man. Oh, that's just nasty. Nasty, man. Nasty. And this ain't me trying to create no narrative against Jesse Bates or nothing, man. I'm a fan. I love the addition of him to the Atlanta Falcons team. But just honestly, he might be washed. He just might be washed. It is what it is. And this is another one here. It ain't all on Jesse Bates, but he's definitely in on this conversation for this play as well. I ain't gonna say he the only one involved, because there's definitely more. This Falcons defense, overtime. Just crazy, dog. Overtime, 2nd and 9. It's a must stop, man. We already failed our chances at kicking a field goal. Offense couldn't get it done. 4 missed tackles. 4 missed tackles in overtime on a 2nd and 9. 4. 4 missed tackles. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4. 4 missed tackles. And just look at the play. Look at it. So, simple. Boom. Caught lacking. Catches it. It just runs a little out route. That's all it was. Little out route. And then comes back in. A little dig. 1 missed tackle. 2, 3, 4. Jesse Bates was, oh man, my boy Jesse Bates, dog, was struggling. And this is why I say nobody could ever make me hate Kaden Ellis. Because Kaden Ellis came from way across the field to make this play. When there was 4 other defenders in the area to make something happen. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 defenders couldn't get this man down. Granted, he got blocked. He got blocked. Jesse Bates got blocked a little bit, but damn. You couldn't make the tackle. And then, hold on. Who is this? I know that ain't Brooks. I know it ain't Brooks. I know it ain't. That freaking better not be Brooks. If it's Brooks, I'm going to crash out. Y'all lucky my quality. I need to pull up NFL films. Let me pull it up. I got to pull this up. Because if this is Brooks, I'm going to lose my damn mind. I'm going to lose it. Let me go to the film room. What was this? 2nd and 9 in OT? I'm going straight to it right now. 2nd and 9 in OT. If this is Brooks, I'm going to crash out. It's loading. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out who this defender is. And let me just, I can pull that up. I ain't tripping. Actually, it ain't going to show y'all. Never mind. It's a different window. Yeah, if this is, I just need to know. 2nd and 9. Of overtime. 2nd and 9. I found it. Kaden Ellis made this tackle from way across the field. Who the hell was this cornerback? Who was this? Oh my gosh. That was Brooks. Brooks again. Brooks strikes again, bro. Again. This man is terrible. Why was Brooks on the field? Why? How did we continuously keep Brooks on the field? Are you kidding me? He literally whiffed. Watch him this whole play. He's right here. The corner. He whiffs. Does nothing. Nothing. He drops back into coverage. As soon as he's seen the pass is complete, he's running toward the ball. Doesn't get blocked at all and just whiffs. How? Why are we still giving him clock? I've supported Jeff Arbridge and everything that he's done and all the decisions he's made. Even when we had Bertrand in and he was playing bad, I was upset about it, but ultimately he came correct when he brought in Harrison. He brought in Harrison, that linebacker. Harrison held it down, did his thing. But damn it, he's losing more points putting Brooks in the game. Because not only did Brooks cause us multiple turnovers, he gave up a touchdown and then gave us a turnover immediately after that. But he's had multiple plays in this game similar to this, where he just whiffs. Give me Kobe Bryant to step in at corner outside of Brooks. This man is not good at football. And I don't ever want to say that about somebody because, but something's just not clicking. Something is not clicking. He literally whiffed on this play. This is overtime. 2nd and 9. Literally whiffed, bro. Can't believe this. I can, but I can't believe this. This is a damn shame. A damn shame. I gotta go to the next play. I'm gonna lose my damn mind. Also, tell me if the Falcons are cursed, please, because this is a lot. This is a lot for me. This is a lot, man. This is a lot, man. And the offense ain't gonna do nothing but make it worse. And this was some beautiful execution by the Panthers. I want to get a Panthers some credit. Yeah, let me get a Panthers some credit. This is beautifully executed. I'll put it that way. Sends the man in motion. Oh man, that was just nice. That's a tough RPO right there. That's a RPO. And honestly, they fooled everybody on the Falcons defense with this play. Everybody came crashing down at the run. Everybody came crashing. And this was, I'm not mad at everybody because it was a good fake. It was an RPO. Look at the lineman, bro. This is beautiful from the Panthers, honestly. 4th and 2, fooled everybody. You got lineman down blocking to the right. That's a good play. Lineman down blocking to the right. Man in motion to dump off. Ellis is there. Ellis gets to the man in motion. Can't be mad, but who can you possibly blame? Jesse Bates. Again. You can blame the whole secondary for this because everybody came crashing down. So it's one of them things where it's like it was a good play for the Panthers, and shout out to Bryce Young for making this play. It was a dope play, but that Falcons, the whole secondary got burnt here. Whole secondary. And if it wasn't for A.J. Terrell, that would have been a touchdown. Just look at that. Yep, not just A.J. Terrell, because that was also on, I think that was Watts. Xavier Watts, I want to say. Is that him in that safety? It was either Xavier Watts or Billy Bowman, but this guy is definitely not supposed to. I can't see exactly who it is right now. Let me see. 31? Watts. Yeah, that's Watts. Yeah, Xavier Watts and Jesse Bates both kind of fail us on this play here because Watts got fooled, man. He got fooled. He dove in hard on this run. Thought Bryce was taking off with it. And he just got burned. He got burned right there. He's supposed to be on that. That was all him. But that was a good execution there from the Panthers. I like the play design for a 4th and 2. That was a good play call for 4th and 2. Good RPO. Got us fooled because the lineman is down blocking to the right. Man, that was. Just want to give him credit, man. I'd rather give him credit. Oh, man, this offense about to really do it to me. That was another concerning thing. Like, why was Jesse Bates so deep on this play? This was also pretty concerning. But I think this really just falls on Harrison biting on the play action. That was the biggest thing. Is Harrison did fall for this play action right here. So, it made it a little more tough because he bit hard on that play action too. So I can't really blame Jesse Bates for that one, but he did ultimately make the tackle to keep from getting the touchdown. But what did he do after that? Give up the touchdown. So, all right, the Falcons offense is what we got. Falcons offense, bro. Oh man, this is even. All right, man. Let's go back to the top. Let's go back to the top. Let's go back to the top. Falcons offense. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm expecting too much out of Kirk Cousins. Maybe it's just me. But I see this play and I'm thinking, bro, Kyle Pitts could have easily got a reception here, but instead Kirk Cousins for some reason dumped it off to Algier. Now, just take a look at this play. maybe it's just me. Maybe I have way too high expectations for Kirk Cousins to be a quarterback in the NFL and to make the right read. But when he snaps the ball, I mean, Kyle Pitts don't even get all the way into his route yet. Send Drake in motion. And then, boom, Kyle Pitts is coming off. Clean route. Breaks, and he's open. Kyle Pitts is, by the time he breaks into his route, by the time he goes in, he's open. Kirk hasn't, he just turned around too. I haven't paused. Kirk just turned around right now. And as a quarterback, you should know your guy is about to break in. And what does he do? Kyle Pitts turns in. I don't know where the hell Cousins is looking. Maybe he's looking for Drake London right now. But it's not like he has a crazy amount of pressure in his face right now. Kirk literally has time on this play. And what do we see? Kyle Pitts is wide open right here. But Kirk panics. He gets nervous. Checks it down to Algier. That is a whole 20-yard gain to Kyle Pitts if he just makes that right read and doesn't panic and just dump it to Algier. I don't get it. This is why I say the play call got even worse once Michael Penix got out. This is just, and this isn't even play call. I won't even put it on play call, but it just looks nasty. Looking at it on film, this is easy money for Kirk Cousins. And this is easy money for probably 70% of the quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Yeah, that's crazy. That should have been Kyle Pitts' first down, without a doubt. Kyle Pitts' first down. That should have easily been money right there. All right, we got more. Caden Ellis was fighting. All right, I love this play here. On a positive note for the, man, I know I ain't said nothing positive about the Falcons all damn day. On the positive note with the Falcons, here for Bijan Robinson, man, this was the play with Drake London. He had a good gain. I think it was like a 50-yard gain. And shout out to Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson really put his life on the line, stood up for Penix, took the hit on the blitz, and because of that, he was able to find Michael Penix with that extra second that he got because of Bijan Robinson. So you look at this, it was some sort of miscommunication on the Panthers. They sent the man down, and Drake London he has nobody near him. Maybe, I don't know whose assignment it was supposed to be, but he's just wide open. And it was a great ball from Penix, but nobody pays attention to him. And maybe it was, there was not much to bite on, but really just shout out to Bijan for, taking that blow and stepping in big. That's really why we love Bijan Robinson. And that's why, he's one of the greatest running backs in the NFL right now because he can block. He can catch, he can run, he can block, he can do it all. So love that. Also too, I think this is the last thing. Play calling, bro. The Falcons play calling is on Axe Madden. It's no creativity whatsoever. I just don't get the design. I don't get the call. This is just nasty. This is a crucial down, and this is what we decide. Falcons need 5 yards to get the first down, but this is what we decide to go with. We have Drake London run a slant route. We send. Let me just play it. Let me just play it. I'll even play it slower. This play call is just nasty, bro. So we send Bijan in motion. And Bijan, weirdly enough, this is crazy. All right, look. Bijan goes in motion. Panthers are going to rotate their safeties. This guy's coming down. And Bijan does an out route, a variation of an out route that the safety just sits on. And look at this. Algier also runs a swing route to the flats. And, I'm no expert, whatever. I'm not saying I know everything about ball, but I know you shouldn't have two damn guys running on a flat. Why the hell do we have two guys running to the flats? Please, somebody tell me. Somebody explain to me why the hell we got two guys running to the flats. And this is the read Kirk Cousins throws it to. I mean, honestly, it's not an awful throw, but why are we not giving a quarterback more options on when we need 5 yards to get a first down? Like, what are we doing? And then we got Kyle Pitts running vertical, which is not terrible. He's running vertical. And if Kirk would just keep his freaking composure just for a second, something else would have opened up. But also, I can't even be mad at Kirk because why the hell do we have 2 running backs running to the flats of the same side? It just makes no damn sense whatsoever. And this is clearly man coverage from the Panthers. So, man coverage, you send Drake London on a slant route again? Come on, man. This is nonsense. The play call is disgusting. The play design is disgusting. And it's just nasty. It's nasty, man. And I just can't, it is the type of stuff to make you lost for words. Because again, Kirk wasn't getting pressure. It wasn't like they brought a blitz to Kirk. The O-line gave him some solid protection where all he had to do was maybe look for another option or just be a little bit patient. Granted, I think a lot of people might say, oh, well, he should have hit Kyle Pitts right here. Yes, Kyle Pitts is going vertical, and it could have been something, but I don't think Kirk is making that pass over that safety. Not happening. I just don't think it's happening. But the thing I disagree with here is just the play design. You got Mooney running a 15-yard in? This play is going to take... So that's another thing. Okay. Let's go back to the top of this stupid play. You have 2 running backs running to the flats, which is already stupid. You have Kyle Pitts running vertical, where the safety is on top of that. But ultimately, you got Mooney running like a 15 route in with like, and you plan to throw a quick slant to Drake London? Like, what are the options? What are the options here? It just makes no sense. Are you relying on the offensive line to get it off quick? Are you relying on the offensive line to give you some time to let these other routes develop? What is the plan? And if you are waiting on these other routes to develop, it's not even creative. You got 2 guys running to the flats on the same side. It's freaking ridiculous, dog. It's just freaking ridiculous, man. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Disgusting work from my Atlanta Falcons, man. Disgusting work. That's all I can say. Disgusting work. That's it. That's it, man. That's all I got. All right. Y'all follow the Twitter account at Podcast and Run. Follow on social so you can see all the clips and stuff too. At the Run Podcast on TikTok, YouTube. You're probably on YouTube. Instagram. That's the one I was looking for. Follow all of them accounts, man. Other than that, I'm up out of here. I'll see y'all Thursday. Hopefully I'm chilled out by Thursday. All right. I'm up out of here, man.